Hello students, welcome to June 29th lesson on solving equations. Today we're going to focus on solving equations. There'll be 4 examples. I'm going to split the videos into 2. For the first one, we're going to solve by rewriting, all right? So again, you're going to rewrite this side here. This one is an easy distributive property. I'm going to go and do that. That would give me 4x squared plus 8. On this side, looks like we can do something called the area model. We did that in the last lesson. Okay, so we want to multiply that binomial with that binomial, so x plus 4, 4x minus 6, that would give me 4x squared, 16x, negative 6x, and negative 24. Now these two can collect like terms. I'm going to rewrite it now, and it'll look a little bit easier. So 4x squared, positive 10x, and then you get a minus 24. Now I'm ready to solve. Now when you solve and you see a bunch of variables, you always want to move the variables into one side. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to subtract 4x squared to get rid of that one. As it turns out, even though I got rid of that one, I also got rid of this one, which makes things easier. Now it's a simple two-step equation. I always want to remove the constant first. They call it the constant. That gives me, my bad, 32 is equal to 10x. Divide by 10, and that's my final answer. Let's reduce first though, 16 over 5, and just divide by 2. All right, let's go and do the next problem. All right, so this one, let's take a look. Same thing here. I'm gonna go ahead and do the area model. I'm gonna some room here. All right, you get x positive 6, x positive 1. That gives me x squared, 6x, 1x, and 6. Collect like terms. I am going to have x squared positive 7x positive 6. Now on this side, there is no area model. This one looks like I'm just going to go ahead and do the exponent. I'm going to move this guy up first real fast. Negative 1 is the same thing as positive 1 when you move it up. These two can cancel actually. So all I'm going to do is just x to the 1 to the second power. That gives me x squared. Again, I'm going to move it over again, okay? So subtract x squared. You want to move all the variables on the one side, either this side or that side. This one only has one variable, so I'm going to move it to the other side. So that one cancel. And that one also cancel. I'm left with 7x plus 6 is equal to 0. Again, you can't leave anything blank there, so it'll be 0. So subtract 6 to both sides. I get 7x is equal to negative 6. Divide by 7. I can't divide. So my answer is negative 6 over 7. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to our next example 2. Oops, sorry, that's already done. So our example 2 over here. Now we're gonna solve with an unknown exponent, okay? So this one here, I wanna make sure that they have the same base. And as you can see, 16 is actually related to 4. It's the same thing as 4 to the second power. Okay, so I can change 16 into 4 to the second power. Okay, so I'm going to change that to 4 to the second power. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this one real fast. And now what I have is 4 to the second power with an x. All right, now it's probably easier and faster to just write down 4 and then you multiply, you get 2x. Okay, now when they're the same base, I can, then the exponent has to be the same. So that's the same as this one. So I'm going to change it now. I don't need the base anymore. I'm going to have 4 is equal to 2x. I don't need the base anymore because your main focus is to solve for the unknown variable. Okay, so I'm going to divide by 2, and I get 2 is equal to x. All right, moving on to the next problem, number 2. This one already has the same base. Again, when you then just focus on the exponent, you know that this has to be the same as this one. So 2x plus 4 has to be the same as 10. Subtract 4 to both sides. 2x is equal to 6. Divide by 2. X is equal to 3. All right, let's do it again. This one is very similar to the last one. 9 is the same thing as 3 to the second power. So I'm going to rewrite that. So 3 to the 9th power. That's 3. Again, I don't want to skip any steps. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, I'm going to rewrite it. So that multiply, that gives you 3, and that gives me 4 to the x. Again, now you just write down 9 is equal to 4x because your main focus is solving for x because that has to be the same as that. As you can see, the base is the same. Divide by 4, and I get 9 over 4 is equal to x. All right, let's do the very last problem. All right, so same thing again. Okay, so 10 to the negative 5x plus 7. This one is just 10 to the second power x. Again, I'm not going to skip any steps, but if you wanted to, go ahead and write down just 10 to 2x. Completely okay with that. All right, so negative 5x plus 7 is equal to 2x. Again, same base, just write down, you know this has to be equal to this one because they're the same base already. I'm going to add 5x to both sides. 7 is equal to 5x. Oh, my bad, 7x. 7x divided by 7. And then I get my final answer as 1 is equal to x. All right. Now let's move on to example 3. All right, example 3 is called fraction busters.